The movie Inside Out 2. All right.
That's right. It was the highest grossing film of 2024.
Almost $1.7 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. What would you do with this sort of money, Tim?
What would I do with it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I win the lottery that I don't play.
Whole nother episode on that, right?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
So much money.
Yeah, it's
Have
hard
to ask
even
Elon Musk about that. But this is a
my weekly
sequel.
paycheck's almost that much, but
Yeah, I'm sure. we need to talk to somebody. All right, but this is a sequel, obviously, to Inside Out, the first movie,
Yep.
and it's rated PG for thematic elements, and there's definitely some of that in there, but it's mostly fun and engaging. And the first film's about 5 different emotions living inside a little girl named Riley. You got joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness, which there's sadness right there, and there's joy right there. And I'm wearing my blue shirt for the joy because I like the joy. There you go.
And the first one was about her, is it moving and trying to fit in a new
Yeah,
place?
she moved from Minnesota, your favorite place.
No, not my favorite place. Although my wife is from there, so it's good.
There's some
Can
good things
anything good
come
come out
out.
of Minnesota? Yes.
You got the one good thing.
She thinks it's a good place to be from. And
And so in that movie, she's trying to deal with that, wrestle with that, and goes through different things.
but you see inside her head with those 5 emotions,
Yeah.
kind of.
It's a very unique take on trying to really try to explain what people go through with their emotions. And I think it does a good job of kind of fleshing out what we can feel sometimes with a roller coaster of emotions going through different events in our lives.
I think everybody can relate well to
You
the
really
movies,
can, yeah.
because we experience those different emotions, and it's like it does seem like somebody's in there just pushing this sometimes.
And it's kind of funny too, because you got all the different emotions, so there are different people inside them. And there's one lead character. Like for Riley, it's joy. But for other characters, it could be anger. And you look at people and think, yeah, anger is your lead emotion, right? Or sadness is your lead emotion.
Yeah. So in this one, the 5 emotions we meet in the first film are proud of who she's become. They're talking about how she's
A nice person.
really nice person. She's
Good at
hockey.
hockey.
Yep, exactly. And so just before hockey camp, like the night before she heads out to hockey camp, a new button appears on the console that.
And just
these
for
emotions are playing with.
clarification, the console is where they actually help direct Riley and what she does.
Yeah,
and
how she
feels
responds to
and
certain things. And there's
yeah.
a new button, and it is the button called puberty.
Burr, burr, burr.
Yeah, like joy go over there, or no, not joy, like sadness touches, and all of a sudden she just, everything's up to 11. Like she just completely breaks down, and then another one touches it, and it's just
The
everything off
emotions
the
are
charts.
just maxed out.
Completely overreaction.
Off the right, yeah.
And then they get up the next day, and suddenly, like this wrecking crew comes in, and they're expanding the size of the headquarters, basically, or the
Where the
control
emotions
room.
are.
And that console's a completely different one because there are going to be new emotions.
New emotions that come with puberty. Emotions like anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and what's the last one?
Ennui.
Ennui? What is that?
It's like what is she saying? It's basically the
Being
disappointment.
bored. Yeah,
It's
being
just
bored,
like just
disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah, and then another one that makes a couple of appearances, but they keep sending her back is nostalgia. It's like 2 times. Like
comes out like, you remember when?
and they're like, no, go back. That's for old people. Basically.
Now, if you had a nostalgia emotion inside of you, would it come out with like big 80s hair,
And
like a Bill and Ted t-shirt?
It'd be like the lead emotion too. It wouldn't
Yeah,
be
that's
joy.
right.
Like nostalgia's
Joy
always
be
up there.
connected to nostalgia.
You know? That would
That'd
be
be
mine.
awesome. That'd be fun. That'd
I'd
be
be
good.
telling anger, go back, get out of here.
We can make a whole show about that.
I don't think I have the ennui one much, but teenagers, a lot of them do.
Oh, yeah.
Anxiety is really going to be the big one in this one, so Riley is struggling to overcome anxiety that she's got about trying to make this new hockey team that she wants to be part of.
New hockey team. Her friends are going to a different school coming up for the next year.
And she doesn't know that until they're on their way to camp.
So she's got that stress, and then all the emotions and all the hormones are kicking in with puberty. So her world's in a bit of chaos.
Yeah, and so there's really a mix of emotions here, and I think it's pretty accurate to the way a lot of adolescent kids are, what it's like it's tough going through that age.
Well, and the fun thing about the movie is the way they do it is you have these different emotions who basically take on their persona. So anger is always, he's very angry all the time. And sad
Most of the time. There's a couple times in the new one where he's...
They do deviate from time to
little bit,
time. But you resonate with it because you're like, I feel the way that emotion feels sometimes. Like yes, I felt that before. And so it's fun because of that.
Yeah, anger for me would come out with, like when I'm driving and people are really slow in front of me. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
So they're quite humorous. I think it's relatable for a lot of people. But one thing that my wife and I were talking about is they're all the emotions are kind of self-focused.
Yeah.
They're not looking at these actions like compassion, humility, love. It's usually, which are more others-centered.
Yeah.
These are almost all self-centered. Sometimes sadness can be
Sad
others.
because of how
You're
things
sad that
affected
something
people.
else isn't helping for
I
somebody
didn't
else.
connect that as much until you just mentioned it. I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. There's not a whole lot of push to really recognize her care for other people. So that's definitely lacking a bit.
So one of the things I think that really helped this movie, and this is, I don't know that this has been confirmed by Disney, but a lot of people who were working on, that claim to be working on this film got really upset because they removed gay themes from this. Because Riley, apparently they were going to make her maybe come out
Attracted
of
to
the closet,
another
attracted to
female.
this other character named Val
Yeah.
that she kind of idolizes and
In the movie.
is on the hockey team. But apparently because the bombs that came out like Strange World and Lightyear, they both flopped big time and cost Disney a lot of
many
money.
flops.
Apparently the executive said, no, remove any sort of themes.
You mean
any
there are
sort
some unbiblical ideas in Disney movies?
just
Can we,
maybe
can we get like a
few.
sarcasm alert? Like a new button?
There's sarcasm is in the film. Like,
The sarcasm.
That was really funny the
was
way they
funny
did it.
too.
But anyway, it wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense with her character because there is a short where she goes on her first date with a boy.
Yeah.
We see in this film Mount Crushmore, and there's four
guys
male
on it, four
characters
males,
on
yeah.
there, and they had a thing that you see in the movie at the somewhere in the middle, and then also at the end called Deep Dark Secret. And I think that was
Locked away in
probably
this big old
going to
vault.
be, that was going to come out of the closet. That was probably going to be what it was. But once they got the directive not to do that, but as a result, the thing made lots of money. And how sad that that they want to push this onto like a little girl who's turning 13 or something.
Yeah. But also bear in mind, from the secular LGBTQ viewpoint, if homosexuality is okay when you're adult, why isn't it okay when you're a teenager? Why not make that logical leap? It's consistent with their worldview. Now, the worldview is wrong because it goes against God's word, which is the only absolute truth. But the point is, it makes sense that they would try to push that within their worldview. And then also for them, it could be an act of grooming, depending on who you're talking about.
Well, especially as they're young and moldable, and that's where you want to reach the youth. So just because she is a tomboy,
And she is.
plays hockey, it doesn't mean that she's gay. And that's what our culture has been telling young girls for a long time now, that if you are, if you're interested in sports, if you like these sort of things, therefore you really must be a lesbian. It's like,
Well,
how
How ridiculous.
it is
Both of our
ridiculous.
wives were athletes.
Yeah.
Right. And we were talking earlier, my wife liked to ride the tractor with her dad when she was a kid. She would climb trees. She played sports. She was good at sports, played in college. But she is a wonderful, beautiful, awesome woman through and through. But just because you have a passion for particular things doesn't mean you're separated from your God-given gender.
Right. And that's the idea that our culture has been pushing, and because, well, they have an ideology, they have an agenda as well. So in our first scene that we're going to look at, it's a bit of exposition. They're trying to get, if you haven't seen the first film, this is going to catch you up a little
bring
bit
you along.
because the emotions are talking about how much Riley has changed since we last saw her. Since she was that little girl who had moved, now she is. Here's what she has become, and they point out a big change that's common among teenagers. So let's take a look.
Riley's personality islands are still going strong.
Glad to see Boy Band Island finally broke up.
But Goofball is still monkeying around.
Where's Family Island?
It's right there.
Oh, there it is.
So small.
What's that blocking it?
Oh, that's Friendship Island. Isn't it amazing? But we realized her islands aren't the only things made by memories. Way down at the root level, these memories were also creating beliefs.
And so it does a good job of kind of depicting. So for her, those islands represent what's important to her. And of course, you see Family Island, which was a lot bigger in the previous movie when she was a younger kid.
Taking a back seat.
Now it's a very small island.
It's so small.
And then, of course, Friendship Island
Is
is
the one blocking it.
huge,
And it's-
blocking everything.
and
Which is
that
what
ha-
happens with many teams.
It does, and it's sad that it's that way.
Sure.
It's not wrong for Friendship Island to grow as they become older and make more friends.
Right.
But they should not be blocking parents and
Yeah.
Family Island. And so parents are the ones given the responsibility to raise children. We know that God has given us that responsibility. And it's difficult to see when they start to value peers more than they value us,
yeah.
which
No.
that's tough. They seem to go from one extreme to the next. Like it's fully trusting in parents to suddenly fully trusting whatever the peers say. But eventually, hopefully they will learn to interact with adults properly. Hopefully they'll interact with you properly, that we can train them the right way, that it doesn't have to be one or the other.
And we want to train them to make good friends and have good friendships, all in line with God's word, of course.
Better friends, like Gru talked about.
You'll make new friends, probably better ones.
That's right. You'll get
The
new
loser
friends,
friends.
better friends. that's such a great club. But then it goes on to talk about how these memories she's creating not only create the islands of what's important to her, but also begin to shape and make her beliefs about herself and reality.
Yeah, you see this little thing with all these strands become like this, almost like this flower that's her beliefs. That's her core beliefs about herself.
I guess these memories are kind of defining her. She remembers what she's done, which kind of defines who she is.
Yeah, and that's a major
defines her
theme.
beliefs about herself.
That's a major theme in the movie, where our memories play a role in shaping us, and that's true. They do. And what's happening is Joy had been, pushing away all the bad memories from the day and just keeping the good ones.
Yeah.
And so all the bad ones were being sent way to the back of the mind, and so only the good ones were allowed to play a role in shaping who Riley was.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake on Joy's part, in which she realizes it by the end. So emotions, they can be a powerful influence. Some people are run by their emotions.
When our culture says you should be ran by your emotions. I mean, really, from a cultural perspective, if there is no God, then what's left to define you are your thoughts, your ideas, your emotions, your passions. And so that should be what guides you and determines the truth that you would follow.
Right, but
According to our culture,
you've talked about this.
God's word.
We've talked about it a lot. The whole follow your heart thing, and yet the Bible tells us that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it?
Our emotions are so broken, and they can so lead us astray. And if you have lived life just for a little bit, you can see that. I mean, even just you mentioned driving down the road. You can get so mad at something so dumb.
Well, that's a righteous anger on my part, I'm pretty sure. No.
It's amazing how we justify it too. Like if
told-
somebody else does that thing that gets on our nerves, it's wrong. If we do it, we have justified
I told
reason
Casey
for
the
it.
other day, I had to get back to the mantra I used to say. Like after I got out of the hospital with my battle with leukemia, I didn't get that angry about bad drivers, because I would tell myself, at least I'm alive to complain about it.
Sure.
I probably could be 6 feet under, but it's been so many years now that it started. But I need to get back to, you know what? This really isn't that big of a deal in grand scheme of things. Okay, they slowed me down for a few minutes, but
think about how many times our emotions can really lead us astray, and they're just focused on the wrong thing. They caught up in the wrong understanding of something and really lead us down the wrong path. And so we need to check our emotions with the truth of God's word, not with just the circumstances that we catch ourselves in.
yeah. 1 John 3:20 says, "For whenever our heart condemns us, God is greater than our heart, and He knows everything." And
Thank goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we need to be basing on what He has said and what He expects from us, not from what others are saying, what others expect, and what we ourselves desire. Yeah.
Our own hearts can lead us astray. And so that's why we always want to check our emotions with God's word and His truth.